Hey, so I just got back from a 3.3 mile run, which is the longest run I've done in a while since I started training again for a race I have in a couple of weeks. It's just a 5K, no big deal. Although it's kind of a big deal to me since the half marathon I haven't really done anything and I've been losing fitness. But now I'm back on the uphill climb, literally. I had this profound spiritual experience this morning. I wanted to share it. So when I first got out on the road, I had this thought. I was kind of feeling sorry for myself a little bit, honestly. That re-achieving fitness, in a way, seems like it's harder than achieving it in the first place because you have this expectation about where you were, and you're constantly judging yourself about, well, I'm not there yet. And along the way, you lose sight of the fact that every little gain is a little gain. And it's actually just really a big friggin' illusion anyway, because it doesn't matter where you were and it doesn't matter where you're going, it only matters where you are. But having said that, so I set out to do a 3 minute, 2 minute interval today, 3 minutes of running, 2 minutes of walking, 8 times to do a 5K, and I did it. I got to about the 7th interval and I was at like 2 minutes and 35-40 seconds, and I bonked out a little, and I walked out into the next walk interval, and I started to kind of really feel sorry for myself again. But then I had this profound thing happen to me. It's never really happened before. I'm going to call it like a visual mantra. And here's what happened. So a long time ago, I had this online journal I used to keep, and it had a subheading, which was a clock with no hands, a compass with no needle. Which is a statement of mindfulness. You don't measure where you are in comparison to where you were or where you're going. You just witness it. Well, that sort of happened to me. My running watch beeped that it was time to get going for my run again. And I started running, and I was like maybe 30-45 seconds in. I don't know how much, honestly. And I really, really had the urge to look at my watch to see how much was left. And then I realized I didn't need to. I realized that it was an arbitrary measurement, and that there was no interval, that there was only now. And in my head, I started to have this sort of hallucination. I saw a big, old-fashioned analog clock, a clock face, but like Roman numerals on it. And I saw like a big naval compass, the kind that like an old mariner would have, like almost like a big pocket watch, that you could hold in your hand with the arrow pointing north. And I saw them floating in space, and as I watched, the hands flew off the watch and the needle flew off the compass with like a small exploding sound in my head. And then I felt myself sort of gather my will and look at the two things, the two timepieces, the two instruments, and they just shattered into powder and glass and just so much nonsense, and faded into space. And when I did, and I looked at the haze, I could see the Earth, and I could see where I was on the Earth, and I could see that the Earth was spinning, and I felt the momentum of the Earth's spin behind me, pushing me forward, and I felt the wind pushing me forward, and I felt the sunlight falling on the Earth, not just falling on me, but falling behind me, and all of those things were lending me their momentum, lending me their speed, their energy, and I just kept going. And I didn't care when the interval was over. It felt marvelous, glorious, and as I felt this push, I came to a portion of the run that was a downhill, and I just ate it, just flew into it, and it went down and curved out and went up again, and I ran all the way up that hill too. And as I was running up the hill, my watch beeped and vibrated and reminded me that my interval was over, and I ran out of it and into my walk interval, and then came home, and it felt really, really good. This never happened to me before. I hope it happens to me again, and I hope it happens to you. Peace.